Hello and welcome back to another video, and today is a new series on my channel, non-league news, keeping you up to date with all the stories from non-league football. So make sure you leave a like on the video. Let's try and smash 40 likes for this new series. It'd be much appreciated. Subscribe if you are new. We've just reached 3K, so if you could subscribe, it'd be much appreciated. And let's get straight into it. So with this series, I'm just going to try and keep you up to date with the big stories, and also react to some of the results and the other stuff in the three leagues, so the National League, National League North and National League South. If there are some big stories from the Bostik League and lower, then I will talk about them, but I won't talk about the specific results. And yeah, let's get straight into the news. Let's go. So first off, probably the biggest story this week is that Hartlepool Stadium, Victoria Park, will now be known as Super 6 Stadium, which is fantastic news for the Hartlepool fans. It gives them a stable income, and a lot of fans, what the board and stuff have been saying is that it's a very big investment and is really important for the club. Don't know how much that money is, but considering where this club was 6 months ago, who couldn't pay their wages and were struggling to survive, it's fantastic to see, and I'm really happy for Hartlepool fans as well. Of course, this was a lot to do with Jeff Stelling. Obviously, Jeff is a part of the Sky Sports Saturday football, Soccer Saturday connections to Sky, and that's probably why they have got this deal. This does beg the question: if Hartlepool did not have the connection with Jeff Stelling, then maybe would the club be the position it would be? I don't think so. So yeah, the club will be now known as Super 6 Stadium, which is a lot of investment for Hartlepool. I spoke to a Hartlepool fan about the whole Super 6 Stadium on my live stream, and this is what he had to say about the Super 6 deal. About the Super 6 Stadium, the money from that.
Obviously, that's through Jeff Stelling, so yeah. It's absolutely amazing for what he's done,
Yeah.
for the club. Obviously, he's our president, and we're hopefully going to continue to bring money in to create a stable environment, rather than last season, the season before, where we're just struggling and struggling and struggling. I think we've had too many players over the years who've been there just for the money, rather than the club, the town, the team, etc.
Yeah.
So I think it's unbelievable for what he's done, and the amount of clubs what have got involved, when we were pretty much financially bankrupt.
Yeah.
To help us, that's not just the clubs, it's players, it's people in the town, it's people outside the town, Middlesbrough, for example,
yeah.
They helped, youth helped,
yep.
It's a community, so it just shows you how much, what people put into it can help us to stay where we are. But hopefully, hopefully, this is fingers crossed, we won't be in this league for next season.
Obviously a very happy Hartlepool fan there, and it seems that there's a lot more of a positive vibe around Hartlepool, and polar opposite to the atmosphere around the club and the fear of the club going out of order in January. So Hartlepool again on Saturday said thanks to FC fans who gave money to the club, and Hartlepool fans all seem very appreciative of that, which is very, very nice. And yeah, really happy for Hartlepool to get that deal. Another bit of investment for Hartlepool was with the sell-on clause of Niazla, I think that's how you say his name, who was playing for Hartlepool in 2017 and left in January. This is similar to Wrexham, who got big investment from Danny Ward. I think it's supposed 2 million went to Wrexham. A bit less for this one. Niazla left Hartlepool in January 2017. He then signed for Shrewsbury, and he played for Paulhurst, getting to the League One playoff final, and he's looking to rejoin with Paulhurst at Ipswich, and that deal has seemed to go through now. He also has been signed with a player called John Nonnell or something, who also signed for Shrewsbury. That is expected to be £2 million, and those are supposed to be £2 million together. And on their own you can expect it to be 1 million, so 10% of that is £1,000, so that goes to Hartlepool. And with the Super 6 deal and now Niazla, That's really important for Hartlepool, getting that investment into the club, and they're looking in a much better position than they were, say, 6 months ago, like I said. Also, the other part of the deal, John Nolan is also, I don't know how you say his name, is also important for non-league club Chesterfield, who also seem to get 50,000 from the deal. I don't know how that works, but they're also getting a sell-on clause. So some of the non-league stories this year have been a lot based around non-league clauses. Obviously, these are not as big as the Danny Ward transfer, that massive sell-on clause from Leicester, which was huge for Wrexham, and hopefully they'll put that into their youth system, like some fans told me. So that's really important for Wrexham. And yeah, that's really great news for Hartlepool and Chesterfield. On to the next story. So the next story is that Truro City managers have left pretty much after one game, but it was 2 games it turned out to be. After the Weston-super-Mare game, or before the Weston-super-Mare game, which ended 1-1, they already said they were going to resign and told the players and stuff. But it took the club a while to get it out. So they told them on Tuesday, but they didn't announce it till like Wednesday, Thursday. And this is obviously understandable because Truro, they've resigned after 2 games. I think they've said it's not, it's only to do with footballing reasons. But you wouldn't stay, and you would leave in pre-season if it was due to footballing reasons, because of course Truro have had their stadium, their ground sharing with Torquay, which is 2 hours away from their original stadium, which doesn't put a great vibe around Truro, and of course it's not a great position to be in, and the stadium deal seems to be a long way away, and it doesn't look great for Truro. So losing those 2 managers, they've got in temporary a player at the club, so hopefully he does alright. I think they drew 2-2 to Eastbourne on Saturday. So yeah, maybe it's going to be a struggle this season, but they've got a decent squad. But maybe the whole problems with the stadium, could that push Truro down the league? Hopefully not, and hopefully Truro can sort themselves out and hopefully sort the stadium out in the next couple of years. Former Premier League player is now playing for a non-league club. Mike Williamson, who of course played for Newcastle for a reasonably long time. He did play for Oxford. He played for a League One class year. I don't know who that was. See, this is very good for Gateshead, of course. A lot more positivity around Gateshead. 9 points from possible 9. Of course, it's been a turbulent summer at Gateshead, of course, with they went back part-time or something. They went back part-time, but they then got a new owner, and I don't think this deal would have happened if they didn't have that new owner. So they've got a new owner in. Mike Williamson's come in. I think he's on probably a decent wage, and the manager said that it's great experience. He's probably looking for a coaching role outside of football. So he is 34 years of age. He's not that young anymore, but to have the potential of maybe him becoming a coach or something behind the scenes is great for any Gateshead fan. Of course, they've started 9 points from 9. They're doing really, really well. So Gateshead will be happy with that. And you know, from the whole negativity and a negativity of a couple of months or weeks ago to where they are now is much more positive for the Heed. So that is the news. I'm going to keep you up to date with the tables of the National League South, National League North, National League, and also my opinion, the game of the game week. So on Tuesday, I think the game of the game week was Salford versus Gateshead. Obviously a huge surprise. No one expected Gateshead to beat Salford, apart from maybe a few very optimistic Gateshead fans. Of course, a few weeks ago it was pretty much doom and gloom around the club, and relegation looked very likely, but it looks a bit more positive around Gateshead now, and obviously a huge win against Salford, and again they won on Saturday, so it'll be interesting to see if they can continue this run. But it's very early on in the season, but a lot of Salford they've got a whole new squad, they've got a whole new manager, but if they do click, they're going to be a very good side. But considering the money they spent, to lose, only get 1 point from 3 games, is not really good enough from them. And the game of the game week on Saturday has to be Blythe 8, Chester 1. What a game, absolutely mental. Blythe, who lost their last 2 games but managed to score 8 goals. I think Blythe were very clinical, but some absolutely horrible, awful defending from Chester to allow them to score 8 goals. And I'm sure the two managers went absolutely, Jono and Berno, or I think that's the names, went absolutely mental at them. I watched their interview after the game and they looked absolutely seething. So I'm sure those players, the Chester players, got a real, not a great reaction from those guys. But yeah, I put them to win the league, and you know that's pretty poor from them. Their goal difference has gone down quite a lot. But yeah, those are the 2 games of the game weeks. We then look at the National League table. Top of the league currently is Halifax. One of those teams you wouldn't expect to be up there. We've also Gateshead and Solihull Moors. 3 surprises there. You know, all on 9 points, and all teams that you'd expect to maybe be in those relegation spots. I still think they will be, but if they can get some early points, it will help them out later on. And then the rest of the sort of the top half is kind of expected. You've got Wrexham, Sutton, Barrow doing okay, but there is a bit of a gap between 8th and 1st. There's a bit of a 5-point gap, so maybe those top teams could run away with it already. And then look at the bottom of the table. We've got Braintree down there, all the shot bottom of the league. They've had some tough games and maybe been a bit unlucky, but the performances haven't been too great either. Haven't scored any goals of yet, which is a little bit worrying. Also Salford down there in 21st, would not be expecting that. Also we've got Dover, they'll be disappointed. And the only teams not conceded a goal yet are Halifax haven't conceded a goal, Wrexham haven't conceded a goal yet, and Chesterfield, so they've all had 3 clean sheets. If we then look at the National League North table, Chorley are currently top, only team on 9 points. And then you have only 4 teams that have managed to get 2 wins out of 3, with Leamington, Hereford, Stockport, Boston, all and Bradford managed to get 2 wins, and the rest is really congested. Also, if you look at the bottom of the table, we've got Southport, Guiseley not doing too great. Same with FC United Manchester, conceded 12 goals already in only 3 games. So that's averaging 4 goals a game. Also a little bit worrying for Nuneaton, yet to score a goal as of yet, and just generally a little bit worrying for them. If we look at the only teams that have yet to concede a goal, only 2 teams have done that, Chorley and Hereford, both not conceding a goal. Hereford making a decent start to life in the National League North. If we then look at the National League South, we've got Woking currently topping it, 3 games. Maybe got a little bit lucky in them, but they're getting the results, 3 wins from 3. I also got Billericay up there with Hemel Hempstead, Concord and Torquay. Maybe I shouldn't have put Concord bottom of the league. They're doing really well at the moment. And then you've also really got that congested. And you also got the surprise of Chelmsford, who won 6-0 for their first win of the season. That's obviously great, but they drew and lost their last couple of games. If we then look at the bottom, East Farret haven't made a good start, 3 losses in a row, and the rest of the teams have all got points on the board. If we look at the teams that everyone in the league has scored a goal, and only one team has not conceded any goal yet, and that is Torquay. So yeah, that is the non-league news. Hope you do like this series. It takes quite a little while to find the stories. So if you do like this series, please leave a like on the video. If you want to see more of it, please leave a like. That's how I determine if you guys want to see more of a series or not. So let's smash 40 likes so more of this non-league news. So let me know if you do like the series. Subscribe if you know I'm going to be doing loads of non-league content, absolute vlogs and stuff like that. So make sure you subscribe. And yeah, hope you did enjoy the video, and I'll see you all later. See you later.